Is buying an old Ultrabook a good idea? I wondered the same thing when bidding on this 2020 Dell XPS 13. What's going on, everybody? This is Frankie Films, and today we're going to discuss the value of older Ultrabooks and why they may not be a great deal, especially versus older standard traditional laptops. Ooh, I like that one. Alright, today's specimen features a 10th gen Core i7 710U. You could have got a Core i3 1011U or a Core i5 1021U. This one's spec'd with the higher end i7. You could have got 4, 8, or 16 gigabytes of LPO DDR3, which is an odd choice for 2019. This one unfortunately has 8 gigabytes. This laptop is configured of 240 gigabytes. Go figure. All of these laptops, unless spec'd up otherwise, got a 13.3-inch Full HD 1080p screen. It's matte, has a matte coating on the display. Or you could have got a glossy 4K Ultra HD display, and both displays feature 500 nits of brightness, which sounds pretty impressive until you take the laptop outside and you'll be pretty disappointed. But they do feature 100% coverage of the sRGB coverage for those of you who edit videos in 2019 or pictures. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it in today. It weighs 2.7 pounds. This laptop is ridiculously light. I mean, compared to the Windows laptops that I've experienced with the old plastic HP laptops, this laptop is amazing. It kind of does feel like a MacBook Pro Airish 13-inch. However, there's just like a little aspect of maybe a little more flimsiness to the construction, maybe because it's not unibody as the Apple soldiers would like to say, but nonetheless it feels great. Fortunately, specs are specs, and that is on paper, and that is 2019 time. This laptop is now X amount of years old. That means most of its performance is usually probably gone due to battery chemistry failing or such and such, or just due to Windows 11 bloat. I mean, we don't have to go on a Windows 11 rant. I mean, even the blind can see that Windows 11 has went downhill from being, it must have been a well-used business unit, but there is damage to the A key. I don't know if they were like picking at something, trying to remove something off of it. So she's had a hard life. Focus there. The corner is impacted. This corner is impacted. By the way, I didn't mention, but this palm rest is pretty cool, being that it is carbon fiber weave. It's not aluminum, not plastic. It's an odd choice for Dell to go carbon fiber, but I guess their idea was for the people who are complaining about the MacBook having a cold palm rest, which is an odd choice. I mean, but sure, go for it, Dell. It's cool. However, the screen does stand up today in 2026. The matte coating does pretty well. It's decently bright, just don't expect anything outside. The reason why I purchased this laptop is because I actually fell in love with like the business aesthetic of this laptop. The large bezel at the bottom with the slim bezel at the top. It looked very futuristic for the time, so I decided to pull the trigger on it. It's kind of like the Lenovo guys are obsessed with the T480s, those business class machines. The design is very pretty, don't get me wrong. It's a very nice looking laptop. There's more damage on the back. However, the problem regarding Ultrabooks and just maybe all Ultrabooks from 10th gen and lower is the fact of just power management. So about 80% of the time the CPU is going to run at, look at that, it was at 800 megahertz. I mean, for a 6-core 12-thread processor, you'd think this thing would be flying through applications, but unfortunately the Achilles heel is Dell's power management. By the way, check how long this is going to take to launch. We're going to let that go in the background. So the problem with Ultrabooks is the performance was great for 2019, except in 2026 the only way to get this laptop to achieve the acclaimed 4.7 gigahertz boost speed, which I'm guessing is single thread, is if you're plugged into a charger via Dell's management software. I believe you can configure it to boost up to the acclaimed 4.7 gigahertz on a single thread on this laptop. But the problem with that is that battery life I achieve in, the most eco-friendly, lowest brightness, lowest CPU speed mode is around the max is 3 hours. So that's pretty bad for nowadays. If you were, let's say, a student, by the way, this is still launching in the background, but if you were a student or anything that you need this laptop for long endurance, for typing up, maybe some live video or photo editing, which this machine can do, maybe not in its current RAM configuration, but maybe if you got the 16 gigabyte model on eBay, because those are common in the black. I chose white because I guess I'm a dutz. And anywho, as you can see, the Dell power management software is still freaking loading in the background. Dell, great, here we go. As you can see, my machine still has great battery health, but here we go, thermal management. See, the thing is, I will post pictures or screenshots of the benchmarks. The problem is, when this laptop is in eco mode, it performs worse than this. An iPhone 16e, a budget Apple device from 2025. This iPhone beats this laptop in multi-thread and single-threaded scores when it's in eco mode. Alright, enough ranting and hating on this Dell XPS Ultrabook. I think the issue with Ultrabooks from this era really more or less is that the PDP, or the processor thermal design power, is what limits these laptops from being really great. I mean, the weight obviously is never going to degrade over the years. I mean, because the laptop just can't gain weight. That's just not possible physically. But it's just the thermal design power is what holds these back versus like a ninth gen H series chip, which would blow past this thing because they can exceed thermal limits way higher than this 15 watt. I think this thing will do 25 watts boost, but that's like pushing it, and I think that defeats the purpose of an Ultrabook, and that's my problem with this thing. Taking Ultrabook battery life and you're turning it into something like a gaming style laptop, I think that defeats the purpose of this type of laptop, and you might as well get a full size laptop from this if you're looking at a laptop from this era and saving money, because the power consumption and battery life is going to be about the same. And that's what really sucks about this thing. I want to like it, however, the Ultrabook aspects is what really kills it for an Ultrabook. I mean, if you're gonna, expect 2 hours of battery life and just, use it something like that, then something else maybe would suit your needs better. Something that's not really thermally constrained or power constrained. And I just feel like that's what's really holding this laptop back from being great. Other than the display being nice, the matte coating, as you can see, we're outdoors and it's resisting reflections pretty well. But I feel like that's what's really holding this laptop back from being great, other than the other 2019 aspects, such as the minuscule dot webcam right there, which is horrible. For my recommendations, if you're looking for something, if you're trying to save money on a budget due to the RAM and AI slop shortage, I would look for 11th gen and higher Ultrabooks. Maybe get yourself a Surface Book 4. I cannot, in this current state, recommend this 2019/2020 Dell XPS 13. For the people who are going to be looking for a laptop like this, is going to be a student or someone on a budget, and it's more likely just going to be a student. As for student purposes, I just cannot recommend this. This will not make it through your full day of classes, or this will not hit expected, performance thresholds. Like if you're doing something of video editing or like photo editing, this is just not going to be it for you. In that case, I mean, if you're really on a budget, I mean, I would look for something like a Surface, a Surface Book 4, which they're pretty good. They're an excellent value. I mean, you can find them all day long for cheaper than I got this for. All right, guys, in conclusion, I feel like something like this would have been a better value than the laptop I've chosen. I mean, this HP Envy, I think this is the particular model I'm looking at. This is the 11th Gen i7, 16 gigabytes of RAM. It's a touchscreen OLED in a 15-inch. And this is not the same old HP you're thinking of. I believe this is the actual aluminum body. This is a way better value than the laptop I've chosen. And I feel like something like this is what I would recommend instead of the Dell I got. If you're really looking for a $300 budget, which this thing would blow the crap out of an iPad and be way more useful than an iPad. I know HP is known for, or stands for, hinge problems. However, this is still way better of a deal. And there's other laptops in this category that are just way better for school. But stuff like this is absolutely not. This is absolutely gonna be trash. This is a scam, because whenever they don't list the Intel CPU model name, this is probably like, I don't know, I'm guessing a 6th gen. I bet you. Great money, horrible resolution, horrible SSD. Doesn't even. It's a Celeron. Absolute stay away from those. These are absolute terrible. But the HP Envy I was looking at, these are great laptops. And I would look at something this generation of Intel and higher. And usually these CPUs will have much better battery life. I know this is when Intel. I think this is, when Intel fixed their process node that they were on. Alright guys, this is gonna wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed my first installment on this channel. Thank you guys for joining me. I know this video was a little rough to watch. Bear with me. I just want to throw something out there. Filming is my passion, and also technology is my passion, and I'm gonna try to mash the two together. I normally specialize in camera. I know it doesn't really look good in my camera op work, but I'm just being lazy. I'm kind of throwing something together just to throw something out there and just grow something, because you miss all the shots you don't take. But thank you guys for watching this one. I appreciate you guys bearing with me, and see you guys in the next one.